G'day friends, it's Vicky from Vicky Wright Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator, Fraser Coast, Australia. So today I'm going to share with you a card that we created in our class last week, and I'm also including it in the 12 weeks of Christmas that I'm going to be doing, and it'll be our card for today. Now, I've used the Winterwood stamp set along with the In the Woods dies for my card, and I've also used the subtle 3D embossing folder. Now, all the measurements for the card will be in, along with the tutorial, are in the description below, and if you click on that link, it's going to take you straight to my blog where you can download the tutorial. This is the card we're going to be doing. Now, my card's sort of been through the wars, so to speak. It's been handled, folded, unfolded, whatever sort of thing, but it is still sort of standing. Now, I have seen a lot of tutorials for the card, but I wanted to do one that is for that will fit our A4 cardstock, which is South Pacific, and I think it's also the UK. It might even be Europe too. So I've adapted it to suit our standard card size. So this is the card. I think it's called a front step panel card or front panel step card. So that's it there. It folds out, it sits up like that. And then to post it, you can just fold it down like that. Okay, so let's get started. Now, I'm using Pretty Peacock for our base card. I've pre-scored all our lines, and I'm just going to burnish them. Now, I will say that when you're burnishing them, make sure that they're nice and crisp, because I think that will solve a lot of your problems when it's trying to fold. So once we've done that, it will fold up like that, okay? But we're not going to do that yet. What we're going to do is we're going to bring in a piece of Whisper White, and we're going to stamp our trees for the background. So again, I'm using Pretty Peacock, and I'm just going to use the row of trees. When I've got a big image like this, I always take my ink to the stamp, and that will do. Close that up. Just remove that just in case. Okay, now when I'm stamping this, I'm going to stamp up towards the top, because the bottom part of this card will be covered, and it will cover part of our image, so we don't want it all covered. Then we're going to stick this to a piece of Coastal Cabana, just like that, just with a small edge showing all the way around. My edges are only about 1/8 of an inch, but you know, it's your card, so you can make them as wide as you like. Then we're going to stick this to the back, not to the back, but the front part of our card, and again just with a small edge showing around like that. Now, this is where we're going to then create our step. But before that, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the pieces, these pieces, on our card first. I think it will just make it easier. What I've done is I've embossed 2 pieces of Whisper White using the subtle embossing folder or 3D embossing folder, and I'm going to stick that to a piece of Bermuda Bay, and then we're going to stick this to this part, the front part. So that is, just so we know for sure, that's that part there. Now you can do this afterwards, but I just thought, just to show you a different way and an easier way, it just makes it just a little bit easier for you. That piece, then I just want to check, yeah, a little bit long. Now I've got my new Butte trimmer, and I'm happy to say that the trimmer will be available to everyone on the 1st of November, and I will say that I'm quite happy with it. Cuts beautiful. The blades are quite nice as well, and you just gentle cut, so what am I trying to say, ever so slightly with it. I'm just going to cut just a little bit more, so that's just under 1.5. That's better. 1.5. So this will be 1.25. Now, as I said, the measurements are on my blog, so don't panic about that. And hopefully, yeah, so that's that. Put that on there, and again I've just left a little bit of an edge round, just like that. Put it onto this one, and it also makes it easier to line it up with the sides as well, just straight there, so you know it's going to be straight. Then what we're going to do to stick this to that, we're just going to add a little bit of glue. You can also use tape if you wanted to, but I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. And we're going to stand our card up just like that, so that it's nice and straight. And also too, what you need to do is make sure that your edges are nice and straight and even as well. Once you're happy with that, then grab your bone folder and just run it along the inside just like that. And that will help it to adhere down. And by rights, fingers crossed, our card will stand. Oh, it stands nicely actually. So that's that. So that's our step card. That's the step part of it. Then we come in with this front panel. And again, I've pre-scored it at 1/2 inch and 2 inches, I think it is. Then we are going to adhere this to that like that. But before we do that, I'm going to add this section, and I'm going to add an extra section there. Again, I've pre-embossed a piece of Whisper White with the 3D, with the subtle 3D embossing folder. And I'm going to just put that like that. Hopefully that will, yep. Just makes it easier to stick everything down while it's all nice and flat. And we hope that we don't muck it up when we go to put the panel on. But again, just a small piece of Whisper White embossed again with the subtle 3D, and then onto a piece of Bermuda Bay, and then this piece is going on top of there. I don't have it on this card. Oh, I do have it on that card. There you go. I'm a liar. I must have added it later on. That's all right. I'll just trick myself. Then that goes like that, nice and straight. Then we're going to add the bottom section first. So I've just put a little bit of glue like that. When we come in to do it, we're going to put our card flat, and we're going to adhere it to the bottom of our step and sort of in the middle of the card, just like that. Now I'm just going to go like that with my bone folder so it's nice and sticks nice and straight. Then we're going to grab a piece of, well, I would probably use tape, but because I've got the glue out, I'm just going to use the glue. And then that folds like straight down like that, and that should go like that. But let's have a look. I just want it nice and straight so that it's sitting, and that looks like it's going to sit nicely, just like that. That's pretty straight to me. Again with the bone folder, just helping it to stick down a little bit. And I'm going to make that just so it's nice and crisp. And that is the basis of our card. Not going to sit for me now. I've made a few of these, and of course they all sat, but when you're doing it, there you are, just like that. Then what I've done is I've actually stamped the greeting, the sentiment from the same stamp set, cut it out with the layering oval dies, and we're going to adhere it to a piece of scalloped Bermuda Bay, which has also been die cut with the same dies. Put a couple of pop-ups on. Just take the sticky lids off, and we're going to put it about there, I think. That looks pretty good to me. Now I've changed this a little bit in that I thought we'd use this tree. In this card, what I've done is I cut a piece of Pretty Peacock with the outline tree die, and then I cut the tree from the smaller tree from a piece of Bermuda Bay and adhere it to each other, and then onto the front panel. That's all I've done for that card, and then I finished it off with a bit of bling. This one I thought we might just do a little bit different. I'm still going to glue it down because I think it's popping enough with all the bits and pieces attached to the card. So I'm just going to put that in the middle, just like that, making sure it's nicely sticking down. And then we're going to come in with some bling, and with our tool, paper piercing tool, I'm just going to randomly apply a couple of the clear rhinestones to the tree. So I think we'll just have about 5. And one more for good measure. Move that one. Nope, I can't. That's all right. And I might have one more about there. And I might just do one more here. And that is our front panel step card. And it's not going to sit again. There you go. Now it'll sit. Now to finish it off, what I then did is I grabbed a piece of Whisper White, stamped the tree in Pretty Peacock, adhered it to a piece of Coastal Cabana, and then I adhered it to the back of our base card. This will be my writing section. You've always got to have somewhere to write, so I just prettied it up a little bit. And that's our card. They're the 2 cards. Little same, but having this tree and 2 different trees make them entirely different. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. See ya. All right.